Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Movies and Models. It's been a while. I'm your boy KP. We got my guy B Moore in the building. He is back.
I'm glad to be back.
It's
the first official episode of season 2.
Season two, we getting it kicked off now. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited with who we kicking it off with. As you can see, we got a whole new location still being put together. Shout out to Prob and Patrick for holding it down for us. But in the building, I'm gonna get right to it. Okay, you've seen him in Snowfall. You've seen him in Turner and Hooch. You've seen him in Firefly Lane. You've seen him actually hold it down as a Power Ranger once upon a time ago. You know, or one of my personal favorites, Tucker and Dale versus Evil. My good friend, okay?
Yes.
Brandon Jay McLaren is in the building.
What's up, y'all?
My guy.
Good to see you.
You brought the energy. You brought the energy
man.
back.
I appreciate the intro. I like the energy intro.
I'm excited. You know, we've been trying to do this for a minute.
Years.
Yeah. You know, ever since we started, I'm like, bro.
He's been working, man.
He's been working. You know, and you can't complain about that. You know, and sometimes I get mad like, damn, bro, he don't never have time. But that's a good thing because you've been swamped.
Yeah, it's been
Did
good.
you just come off a set recently?
I did, man. I just finished a show like the end of October.
October?
Yeah, I just wrapped the show in the end of October.
What's that? Can you say what that is?
Yeah, so it's a new Netflix show called Wayward. It's starring myself, Tony Collette, Mae Martin, who wrote and created the show.
Nice.
Sarah Gadon. Essentially, it's about the for-profit teenage high school industry, where they like kidnap troubled teens and they send them to these like unaccredited high schools, and they like cut them off from their parents.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
There was a documentary on Netflix about it. It's called The Program. And you watch it.
I watched that. I thought we talked about that documentary.
Yeah. So it's basically like a scripted.
And they sent like a few like celebrity kids there too.
Yeah.
That's how the whole thing got exposed.
To make them act better? Or
I think it was like parents who like were having trouble with their teenagers.
This is right here. They have a trailer already. This can't be.
Nah, that can't be what.
Yeah, that
program documentary.
It ain't out yet.
The program documentary is out.
The program doc has been out. I watched it. It's wild.
Yeah, it's wild.
You had to do that to research to know what you was kind of going into.
Yeah, at least like the first episode, just to see like what the show was about and like sort of like the jump off for these schools.
Yeah.
So I just finished that end of October, man. So just taking a little break now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Holidays.
Trying to take a little bit of time off. But it was a good year after the strike. You know, people were a little freaked out. And
did it trouble you at all during that time? I want to get into our icebreaker and some other stuff. But I was wondering, during that time frame, did you feel like a certain impact or a certain shift? Or were you worried at all? Were you like, you know what? I'm good at what I do.
Yeah.
You know, I've been very consistent since this point in time. I think that as soon as it gets back, I'm not even gonna be worried.
Yeah, I wasn't worried about that. I don't think anybody expected it to go on as long as it did.
For sure.
I felt people were like, the writers are going to strike. They're going to cut a deal. Actors go, and then like, let's just keep it moving. And everybody kind of like, you know, drew their line in the sand and was like, well, I'm over here, you over there.
Yeah.
We'll talk next month.
Damn.
And it kind of just went on and on and on.
I was upset that we weren't shooting this podcast during the strike because I had so much.
You had so much to say?
So much to say about it.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to say it all. But since I have you here right now.
I want to know.
Do you feel like the whole strike, was there like groups or sides, or do you feel like the whole community was unified? Or is there like certain sectors of, especially the talent side, the actor side, that are like...
Well, absolutely. I think on the talent, and then especially on the writer side, and thank God for the writers, because like, you don't want to like fuck with writers. Yeah. Because especially like in terms of like the court of public opinion, because they'll frame things and phrase things in such a way they'll destroy. So the writers were like a great ally.
You want to be in good standing with the writers.
That's how you get
the jobs.
That's how you get the best lines, those scenes.
But also just in terms of like the things that were at stake and at issue, like these are things that if you don't negotiate them now, you can never, once they're gone, they're gone. Yeah. Like certain data points, once you don't cut a deal for that now, you're never going to see that again. You know what I mean? And there was all this kind of history. There was a great podcast called Strike Talk, and they were talking about like when VHS came out. And
It shook up the industry.
And the producers were like, well, we don't know what this is going to be like. We don't know how to monetize it. Let's tackle this next negotiation. And they were like, no.
Yeah.
We got to do this now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think it's a lot of it is the same with like the streamers, with all the new media, you know, the residual structure, all these kind of things.
So that's really kind of like goes into deeper into what my question is. It's like, cause there's so many different levels and so many different sectors.
Yeah.
And then there's different levels of actors, you know? So there's like the super blockbuster dudes, and then there's like streamers and lower level streamers. So it's like levels of what that is. And I don't know if it affects everyone the same, if the strike, it really affects everyone the same as far as like, okay, if I'm Dwayne Johnson, does it affect the same person? You know what I'm saying? Does it really affect me as much as it affects, you know, a guest star or someone just like a new actor that's like just coming in to maybe getting a small roles on, you know?
I feel like if you were on the end where like, let's say, you're just breaking in or you're booking 1 or 2 things a year and you have another job, that 1 or 2 things a year may not affect you that much. And also if on your like the higher end where you just have loads of money in the bank, it doesn't affect you. But if you're kind of in that middle where like that's your bread and butter and then it just stops.
Right, yeah.
You know, so yeah, I just think like, I just didn't expect it to go on as long. I don't think anybody expected it to last as long as it did, but it's over.
It's over.
And I think
back to work.
The industry's, I did think, luckily, but I think the industry's still recovering a little bit.
For sure.
And everybody's kind of getting their footing again in terms of like what it's going to look like moving forward.
It's been slow trucking back.
That's what everybody's saying, and I've been hearing that from a lot of people on a lot of different sides of the industry. So here's to 2025, man.
Let's get into something fun, because this is fucking
depressing.
Can we edit this out?
But we had to take it there. But that's
for sure. These are good questions.
This is real shit.
We even had the chance to ask what their thought process was that much. I think maybe besides like Phil, I think we only asked him like that. Brandon, what's your go-to karaoke song?
I don't do karaoke, bro. I don't like to do things that I'm not good at because it feels bad.
Okay.
And I can't sing, so I just don't do it.
Okay.
I've done karaoke one time. It was in a bar in Toronto like 10 years ago, and I did a Bob Marley song.
Okay.
And I'm good. That was like
that was it.
I'm good.
You've done karaoke one time.
One time is
I was not in a good place, and that's it.
Yeah.
If you could go to dinner with any fictional character, who would it be?
Holy shoot! Any fictional character?
Yep.
Oh man, I don't know, man. Let me maybe He-Man.
He-Man? Wow.
Yeah, because he's the master of the universe.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. Are you excited for the new movie they had coming out with
I'm talking about like He-Man from my childhood.
The cartoon.
Yeah, because I always thought, I don't know why, growing up.
Or the 80s one.
The 80s one, the cartoon in the 80s.
Right, but they had the movie too. Do you want that? You want that? That
the
dude?
cartoon with the action figures.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take it back. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So He-Man, I don't know. He-Man was, when I was like 5 years old, He-Man was the dude.
Yeah.
That's a good one, though.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good
I
one.
don't know what we were talking about.
I got one. What is your favorite guilty pleasure movie theater snack?
Oh, shoot. It's just got to be extra butter on the popcorn.
Okay.
And like I say extra butter, and then they kind of do a little bit.
You got to watch them, though. You got to watch them and let them.
It's like, I feel like you have to know how to massage the butter. Like, you have to put some popcorn, then some butter, then some more popcorn.
Or what they do is when they put it out in the tray.
Yeah.
Like in the big cardboard tray.
Yep.
So that way you can spread it around. Because every piece has to have a little.
Yeah, because if you get a big
on it.
You get a big top and then you pour the butter, it's only on the top.
Yeah.
And then it's like the bottom.
I'm not about that life.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. I need balance.
I feel you. If you could become instantly an expert in anything, what would it be?
An expert in anything. Probably like human evolution.
What does that even entail?
Yeah. Well, just like, how the species evolved.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a Bachelor of Science in Human Biology. Mm-hmm. And so that was like
When did you do that?
When I was in Albany playing soccer.
Okay.
Albany soccer.
So I played D1 soccer as well.
D1 soccer?
From the Caribbean and Canada.
Yeah. I was born in Canada. My parents from the Caribbean. Yeah.
So when She's the Man, you got that because you already knew what you was doing.
Nah, man, I'm gonna tell you. So what happened was, first of all, I booked that movie like 12 days after I got back from New Zealand doing Power Rangers. And I remember like coming, I went back to Vancouver after we wrapped, and we just went on this like, right after we wrapped, they flew us to Disney World because it was Disney's 25th anniversary.
Yeah.
So they flew us straight. So like we were riding high, like we were like
on
opening,
top of the world,
opening like an attraction, like a new ride and shit.
Yeah.
And then after that shit was over, I got dumped back I went back to Canada, and I was like, oh shit. Like,
now what?
Yeah. And so I got She's the Man like literally 12 days after I got back to Vancouver, and I remember walking into the audition room. And Andy Fickman, what up, Andy? I love you. He was like, hey, by the way, this is a soccer movie. Can you play soccer? And I was like, oh.
Can I?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
That's a good feeling though, when you know, like, I'm ready for this.
Yeah. You know, so
this is something that I have been training for my whole life.
it was dope, man. It kind of got to like two of my loves, acting and soccer. We got to do it in one go.
So let me take it back one question though.
Yeah.
If you became an expert in human evolution, and okay, say you became like the most prolific genius in this shit, like what would you do? Like
what happens next?
How would you change the world with that?
I mean, I think the goal would be to highlight like how similar we all really are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like on a biological level, and that, you know, all the things that separate us are really just phenotypic kind of things that like are easy divisions, but actually like we're all pretty much the same. And I just think that's like a positive message.
Yeah. Oh, you did school. Okay. you did some shit for real. All right.
Yeah.
I dropped out of what class was that? Western Michigan. What did we have? Political studies or something like that.
There you go.
I was like, yeah,
Logic.
It's a little too deep for me. I'm gonna go ahead and slide out. But that's dope. That's you got one more little zinger, B?
No, I have questions though. Like, okay, this is off the wall right now.
Okay.
Being from Canada,
Yeah.
right now, Kendrick Lamar is hot, and you live in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
How is that relationship for a Canadian?
I mean,
Are you with?
I'm kind of
First
like,
of all,
You're from here now.
where are you? Drake or Kendrick?
and you're from the West Coast.
but I'm
of Canada.
nowhere. Like
You're from the West Coast of Canada.
I'm 44 years old, so like my hip hop window ended at a certain time.
Okay.
And I just stopped giving a fuck after a certain time because I got a mortgage and I got shit to do.
Yeah.
So like two dudes beefing, really, I just don't have the bandwidth.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have no opinion on it.
Okay.
You didn't listen to either. You didn't listen to none of them songs.
I mean, I
nothing.
heard a couple of
You
them
had
in the back.
to.
Yeah, and then, and what? Like I don't know.
it's
Like it
like
doesn't
it's-
affect my day to day.
Yeah.
It's a
So-
non-factor in your life, right?
Like a zero, like a negative factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, negative
I
zero.
hope Kendrick don't see this and try to use this as a song. Oh yeah, you know what?
Oh yeah.
That nigga
Nah,
from
I
Canada-
just
that
don't,
nigga
you know.
from Canada,
It's just not in my, it's just not in my ether.
I feel you.
Yeah.
That's a good question because that was something I did want to know.
Yeah.
Kind of like he gotta automatically be Drake.
He's from the West Coast of Canada, right? Kinda,
Yeah, Vancouver.
Vancouver's kind of west, right?
It's on the west. It's on the west coast. Yeah, right above Seattle.
Okay.
It's on the ocean.
Yeah.
Look, well, that's
So you with
okay.
us?
Yeah.
Dang, all right, that's solid. Hold on, let me go on up in here. I'm some good. Wait, first of all, I didn't even. This how long it's been.
Yep.
I didn't even do this.
She's good.
Oh, come on in here, Taylor.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen,
What up?
Taylor A. Williams is joining us
How are you?
Good to see you again.
all the way from Detroit, Michigan.
Oh snap! Here.
You know,
Hi, Taylor. I'm
Here.
Brandon. Nice to meet you. Pleasure.
I'm gonna hit you with a couple little random zingers for you since you just got here. Taylor.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Real quick. I'm gonna ask you the same things real quick. I gotta find it on my phone again. I don't have to print it out. Oh, matter of fact, give me this. Give me a hot take on a very popular TV show or movie. Give me your hot take on one.
Hot take.
Or
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I was going to say, I don't know if you all have seen this, but Issa Rae's rap shit.
Okay.
Okay. It's no longer
It's not?
airing,
Yeah.
but I thought it was really, really good. I'm kind of sad that they discontinued it, but I think it really brought a sense of, I don't know, community with the rap, hip hop culture, especially
you really like
putting
the show?
females at the forefront. Yeah.
I thought you was gonna be like, you know that show? It's rated that
No.
show. I hated that. I thought that was your hot
Did
take.
people not like it? Is that why is like it a hot take?
All her shows
Yeah,
are great.
All her shows.
Wow.
Shout out to
Yeah.
RJ. RJ's in that show. Our homie
word.
RJ. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's big. Yeah.
I like it. I think there's a space for it. Like, there's definitely should be a space for that type of show.
Mm-hmm.
And
For
I
sure.
don't know why it got discontinued, but
People wasn't
either.
watching, yo. That's what it is.
There's a lot of shows, man.
Because with show, you know better than anything being on shows. Nowadays they're picking up shows. They expect you to go at least 3-4 seasons right out the gate. If they don't see you making it that far, is it like, okay, we don't want to put any more money behind it, or how does that work?
Well, it's weird, man. Like, every show is different. Some shows hit straight off. Some shows take a couple seasons before people find it.
Yeah.
And then everybody's been like, oh, and people catch up. And then maybe a show is 2 years too early before like it doesn't strike a chord that it needs to, but like in 2 years time, you give it some time, it grows into itself.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, I even think like Snowfall was kind of like it just all of a sudden became this huge thing, but like it's been around for a minute.
Yeah, I got on it late.
You know?
Like, I was
Yeah,
like,
that-
I'm not watching Snowfall.
I was begging him to watch
Yeah.
this
I'm like,
every
I'm not
season.
watching
Have to
that.
come in with
Because
me.
you want to be in a conversation.
Yeah.
You want to know
Like,
what
I can't talk to you about it because you're not watching with me.
Yeah,
For sure,
And then
for sure.
I think all of a sudden, you know, like it's starting to get like write-ups in TV Guide, and people are calling, and like, but it took, you know, if FX after 2 seasons was just like, nah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So every show is different. But I do think nowadays there's less patience.
Absolutely.
Like if you don't hit after this 4th episode, they're like, we
You
good.
can't do it.
Yeah, so
not building
you
that
know,
buzz.
that's that short attention span.
Yeah.
That everybody got now.
Speaking of which, because I didn't even get into it like we normally do, you know, this show is about TV and film. That's our huge backing with that. How often are you in the theater? How often are you going to movie theater, seeing something? What was the last movie you seen?
What was the last movie?
What
I
was
seen?
it?
In the theater?
In theater.
In the theater.
Shit. I haven't been to a theater in a. Oh wait, nah. I saw. I think it was Dune when I was in Albuquerque doing the Cleveland Lady.
Okay.
Oh no! I saw something after that.
There we go.
What was the show? What was the movie about wrestlers, like female wrestlers in the '80s with Kristen Stewart? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, we watched that.
No.
No, bodybuilders, female bodybuilders.
Oh, that wasn't Chris. Oh, yeah.
It's Kristen Stewart, right?
What is that?
Love Lies Bleeding. Or
Yes,
something
yes.
like that.
That's the last movie I saw in the
Okay,
theater. Yeah,
nice.
That was
good
fire.
too. That was good.
Yeah. I enjoyed that.
Last movie in theaters, Tay?
Wicked.
Oh, and did you love it?
I loved it.
I have not
cried.
seen
I've seen Wicked 6 times in the theater in like 5 different cities. Yeah.
Oh, bro,
I
I've never seen
I
it.
just told on myself I love Wicked.
I love Wicked now.
Yeah.
I knew I would. Never seen it before. I saw the movie twice. I'm like, this is the best movie of the year.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Have you seen it
Hands
live?
down.
I've never seen it live, so I didn't
haven't
even know
either.
the story. I'm like, I just know it's a prequel to Wizard of Oz. I'm for it. When I saw the
Yeah.
movie, I said, this shit is
It's
It was-
brilliant.
It was
good story.
amazing.
Like, the Wicked story has been a while though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
I
know.
could see myself in Elphaba, so it was
Yeah.
like even more touching. So
You got to see that. How have you not seen that? You've seen it 20 million times.
In the theater, man. I
heard,
yeah.
and everyone's saying it's better
It's
than
better.
on the Broadway.
really,
to that.
That's what everybody been saying.
that?
I'm just telling you what the
Folks,
people saying.
folks that don't watch Broadway.
No.
Yeah.
The
Folks who
people-
never seen a Broadway show, it's like it's better
Because
than
I was
Broadway.
talking to some theater heads, and they're like, same thing. I've seen it
Really?
in theater. I've seen it
Really?
numerous
It can't
times.
be.
But on
Can't
this
be.
big screen with Cynthia and Mariah, it was
Yeah.
like, this was better than, I'm just saying.
I'll watch it.
You have to.
Oh,
I've
wow.
seen
you
it
do have
twice.
to, yeah.
Yeah, I'll see it.
Okay?
Do you watch the shows that you're into? Like, do you watch them while they're on the air? Do you?
I definitely don't watch them while they're on air.
Okay.
Like absolutely not, especially if like we're shooting while the shit is airing.
Yeah.
You said, I can't do it.
Nah, man, it just gives me like there's already enough things to have to consider that like, you know, I want to show up, be prepared and like have all my focus on who I'm acting opposite.
Yeah.
And not worried about what the fuck I look like or like what my chin looks like on that. I don't want to be, you know what I mean? I want to be like in the moment and be free and not have any other like noise in my head. So nah. And then even like after some shit airs, like Not really. Like,
It's like you do.
Most actors
a lot
are
of
like
actors
that,
have told me that.
though.
Like once I do it, I've kind of released
Released
that
it.
character, and it's just like.
and it's also, man, like, it's not for me to judge.
Yeah.
Like, I don't do it for me to consume.
Yeah.
I do it for other people to consume. So, like, whether I like what I do or not doesn't really fucking matter because it's not for me. It's for other people to consume. That's like the object of the exercise. So
You got CJ. You got
let it go, man.
It's true.
Yeah.
Talking to Chet Hanks, and I thought this shit was funny because he said he was watching dad's movies just crying.
Like sad?
Like sad or
Like Forrest Gump, like
Yeah.
I'm not crying on Forrest Gump. He is
So
number one simp of all time is
what's,
Forrest Gump.
So when you do watch, what types of things, what kind of genre do you like to watch? Same thing for you, Tevin. Like what genre do you like to watch at home? Because you don't.
You want to go first? Go ahead.
I'm kind of like the comedy rom-com. I do love dramas, but I have to be in a space
Women
where I'm
love
ready to
drama.
consume that, you know? So,
Yeah.
but I love to laugh. So give me a good comedy. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't really watch a lot of scripted things, and I'm gonna tell you why. Like, I am very easily influenced. So if I watch too much, like, my tendency is to then mimic,
Right.
and that's not good. So, like, for instance,
For like acting style.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I don't really
shit.
even like.
Oh.
So I like to come
yourself.
to material just with me and my ideas, and not be like, oh, like I watched that show last week. What he did was really dope. I'm gonna do that, or I'm gonna do a version of that. Like that. That to me is not that. I'm not successful
Throws
with
you
that.
off your back.
Yeah, so I got to come in like with like my slate clean. So I just like watch like a lot of documentaries. Like I watched the Martha Stewart documentary.
I
That shit's
too.
fire. Martha Stewart is a boss, dog.
I was like, am I
I was
Martha?
surprised.
Yeah.
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 Like,
I-
Shit, y'all be on.
It was good. I love
Watch it.
documentaries.
Martha Stewart, don't sleep on the Martha Stewart.
you slept on Snowfall. Don't do it again.
I did sleep on Snowfall. I got on there. I
That's like
said,
my
what
new
have I
thing.
been
I've been
missing?
telling everybody to like Martha Stewart that shit.
Yeah.
Martha
Yeah.
Stewart, like it's a motto now.
Yeah. It's a verb now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Man, I don't know about that. Okay,
I'm very into like the journey of like how you become what you
Yeah.
become, and like seeing people that are so that have achieved so much success. Like that journey is I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting, fascinating. Hopefully you can take something, apply it to your life.
Right.
Yeah,
So yeah.
Learn from other people's journey.
for sure. The Golden Globes
Yeah.
are upon us.
Oh, we're there now.
Okay.
Okay,
I don't know who any. I don't know. Who
you don't know anyone nominated.
Dude, I don't even. I know like they came out. It's kind of like I don't know.
Yeah.
I wonder if you've seen any of these shows
Probably
or
not.
movies that any of these people are on. At least the black ones,
Guaranteed, I haven't.
No.
guaranteed.
He
We should
just,
take
just
bets
said
on,
he
like-
doesn't watch.
Right.
We should take that.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
So we know you haven't seen Wicked. The Bear, AO nominated the Bear.
I watched like the first 2 episodes of The Bear. I dug it.
Okay.
It was cool.
Oh, I have to watch that.
Yeah. So
Bear is great to me.
I
I
hear.
understand why people dig it, and like a lot of my friends love it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I'm just like I watched.
Same.
Can
My
you pull
friends-
up a couple of the black people that got nominated here. For
Yes, I sent you that link, CJ. You
Golden
can pull up
Globes?
that, Golden
Yeah.
Globes TikTok link.
Yeah, that one. There's that one.
Oh, damn.
I know Childish Gambino's on there, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Okay, yeah, didn't see that.
Didn't see that?
Nah, am I the worst guest ever?
No. You be listen. People that really don't be watching stuff. Okay. Did you?
I was scared I was going to compare it to
know
the
how to do that.
original
How do I
Mr.
do
and
that?
Mrs. Smith.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to like,
Did you not watch it either?
I didn't.
Nah.
But I saw
watch
clips.
it either?
I saw clips.
Once I saw the intro, I was like, yeah.
First of all, it was good.
Yeah, I heard. I think people liked it.
16 Emmy nominations.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
People
Yep.
liked it.
I'm okay. Abbott Elementary.
How do I do? I don't
Quinta.
even know how to do.
No, well, we share a publicist. We have a
Nice.
publicist. We never
Okay.
met her. But I'm proud. I'm proud of her.
Publicist not throwing holiday parties for the clients. What's up?
Yeah.
Hey, put everybody together. That's how y'all.
Abbott's
That's
a
how
very
you get on Abbott.
Abbott's a very popular show, right?
It is. And I can see you being
Yeah.
a substitute teacher in there, and then you going head to head with her boyfriend now on there. What's my man name? Tyler. What's his name on Abbott?
Abbott Elementary.
Everybody hates Chris.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, homeboy.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
So
yeah.
then you can come in. Now you spark
Yeah, there
Right
you go.
here, that's up.
There you go.
Okay. And you seen Abbott, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know Brandon watches, so they're nominated. Denzel in Gladiator 2.
I haven't seen that answer
I
yet.
haven't seen Gladiator 2 yet
It
either.
was amazing.
Was it great?
I chose to see.
Amazing.
barely
I got invited to
remember-
a screening. It was
I
amazing.
barely remember the first one. So I would have to like
Yeah.
rewatch.
Quinta?
Yeah, right here without.
She's great. Like she's
phenomenal.
she's a special talent. I remember watching her in the first couple episodes of Brown. Like this one was
Cynthia, I
amazing.
know y'all into that.
Then Daya, obviously.
Did you watch Challengers? And Jamie just got nominated for his.
Oh, really?
Yep. Just came out
Coleman
today.
Domingo.
I
He
think
was good.
Zendaya was nominated.
When did the Jamie Foxx joint come out?
Today.
It just
Yeah,
came
it
out
just
today
came out.
and it's already nominated.
How does that work?
Same thing with Squid Game.
How does that work?
It doesn't work. The math doesn't math.
Okay.
Nah, so
Like, when
I,
was the
Well,
cutoff?
how do you?
and I didn't know how that worked either, so I actually did some research on it. I'm like, how this? Because Squid Games 2, which is not out yet, it doesn't come
No
out,
one's even seen it. It's
Got
not even
nominated?
done.
got nominated, and Jamie Foxx
Just dropped
comedy
today.
got nominated. So apparently, like, they will send the finished one to
Right,
the
yeah,
committee.
to the committee
Early.
before they drop
The
it.
committee can review and nominate.
It's kind of not fair. You gotta let the people decide that. We might not even like Squid Games too. We might not.
I
know we
love
don't
the
like-
first one though.
The whole like Golden Globes award season thing. Like, how do you feel about like how do you care about awards?
It's nice. But it's not necessary.
Yeah.
You know, it's sort of just like a little extra that's like you're not gonna say no, but it doesn't. I definitely think it doesn't like define.
It's
a
not
project.
a driving force for your career or anything like
Nah,
that.
because like that shit is so out of your control,
Yeah.
and like what gets nominated and what doesn't, it's so subjective. And
You don't never stress. I can tell you don't be stressing about nothing.
Nah, I mean, what
Man,
you
he
do
gonna
about
do
it,
his
right?
job. Go back to the crib. Hey, if you like it, you like,
Like it, and like also like so I was
I
on a
fuck with
show.
that, though.
I did a show called The Killing.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think we got nominated for 6 Emmys in the first season. I think Patty Jenkins won Best Direction in a Pilot,
Patty Jenkins,
first female to ever win
Director of
an
Wonder
Emmy.
Woman. Okay. Yeah.
And then another Michelle Forbes won for Best Supporting Actress.
Mm-hmm.
So that season of television hit really hard for whatever reason and got a bunch of Emmy nominations. While we were shooting the thing, nobody is thinking about Emmys. Everybody just shows up and tries to do the best job they can.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that shit is so out of your control. You just got to show up and then the shows that flop, you work just as hard, you put just as much effort into it, and it could flop.
Yeah. Have you been on a show that critically was a flop?
Like a flop? I mean, I've been
don't-
on
I don't
shows that
think
got
so.
canceled, but I don't think
Yeah, like
anything
Turner
that-
Hooch got canceled.
Turner and Shoot got canceled. I don't think not a flop.
I don't think any of the joints have been. Yeah.
No, but I mean, what's like a flop? I guess like what was that weekend thing?
Whoa.
that show that. Yeah, like that was.
Which one?
That got.
The weekend show that you hated.
Oh, I hated that.
Like
show.
that, like that got slammed. Like people were really critical of that. Like I was.
Did you watch it?
Nah, I watched the first
I
episode.
watched it.
I think what makes it a flop is that like
What?
one, you could tell like they put so much budget into it,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then,
yeah.
like the names that they have in it attached, and it's like okay, and if the show's not like good or doesn't do well,
Yeah, and like I don't know if it was good or bad. I just remember reading about it, and everybody was like,
I didn't. It was bad, bro.
Hey, bro,
it was. I think the writing wasn't what it needed
Yeah.
to be. I know what they were trying to do, trying to show this dark side of Hollywood and fame and how it gets crazy. I just feel like this ain't even the time for all that right now. It's, you know what I mean? That ain't even the best.
But like I said, man, ain't no telling. Like you really don't know what's gonna hit. And then, like I said, like there's a show like Snowfall, which like all of a sudden, this last 2-3 seasons, the media picks it up and starts talking about it's the best shit since The Wire, and that people only started talking about that in like the last 2 seasons. In the first 3 or 4, it kind of just went under the radar, and it was kind of like this niche show that like if you didn't know, you didn't know. You don't like I said, so you just gotta show up, be prepared, go there, do the best you can, and leave that shit at the door.
Being prepared. That,
You know?
that takes me to my next question with you. Being prepared. You've played a great deal of different versions of different roles in different, shows, movies, etc. How do you go about preparing for those roles? For you.
For me, I think I'll like literally, it's very simple, man. I just have to know what I'm saying, like front to back, back to front, so that like I always tell actors, like learn your lines well enough that you can forget them. Like that's the whole point. You learn them to forget them. And once you learn them so well that you can forget them, that's when you can start playing and have like real freedom to like do the same scene in 9 different ways because it's just so in your body. And that's it. And everything after that, you know what I mean? You like once like that's your baseline, then you can take any direction from we got a little creature there.
Get that.
But then you can go on the set and like the director can throw you a curveball, or you can, you know, show up with like a certain, you know, idea about what the scene is. You show up as completely different and you don't get thrown off because you're prepared, because you know it so well. So that's it really for me. And then everything else is just sort of like window dressing.
Yeah, I saw that like you were so you had Snowfall and The Rookie at the same time, like two completely different characters. Like how are you balancing like going back and forth from those characters? Like you
was juiced up on Snowfall.
Snowfall one day, the next day.
A little bit.
See, look at that.
Taylor.
Look at that. They jumping on me.
You was waiting for that one, huh?
Yeah, I couldn't wait.
At the time when I got into it, I was like in the middle of like my internships and was focused on school.
Yeah,
So now
man.
it's like I gotta get back into it.
Okay, you on her side now.
So yeah, I did both those seasons. I did concurrently. So I was going back and forth between shows. So like I would shoot Snowfall on a Tuesday and then work Rookie on a Friday. That was hard, man. Like that was cool, but like there was not a lot of like mental like relaxing. Right. You know, because like it was like a big load to carry for like 4 months doing like 2 shows at once.
Those are both very intense characters.
Yeah.
It's like you jumping back and forth between those personas. Is that like internally, does that feel a way?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like, you know, sometimes like let's say I had a week off of one character, you go back and you try to like, you want to find it again in the same way, and like if you're out of rhythm, or like if like let's say like, you know, I think I did like 10 out of the 12 episodes in my first season of Snowfall. So like if I had an episode off at like 2 weeks away, you come back and you just have to try to find that thing again. So yeah, it was challenging. I don't
like both of those characters are nothing like, just knowing you. Both of those characters are nothing like you. So it's just like. They're dark. He came immediately from the first
brick
episode.
by brick.
Yeah, that's how I was introduced.
Because that's an intense show.
Yeah.
And everybody brought it.
Everybody.
I think that's what makes it so good. Everybody brought it.
When I got cast, I watched the first season and I had to chill because I was like, yo, everybody's really dope. Like, I remember thinking like, oh shit.
Yeah, people we've never really seen before was like, damn.
Everybody was in their bag on that show. So grateful for it, man.
Being black in Hollywood. You too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Are there moments where you feel like you need to go into certain situations and improve yourself a little more? Have you had situations where it's like, maybe I need to, showcase myself a little bit more, or do you know, are there any like hardships, etc.?
I don't feel that. I think for me, like what I find fascinating is, you know, and this has changed like the last 5 to 10 years, but like there's just like less opportunity. Like there's just like a straight on numbers.
Yeah.
There's just less, right? Yeah. Like it's just so like, you know, I have a problem like turning shit down or saying no to shit, because like it's not like as a black person you're auditioning like 6 times a week for months. Like it just doesn't happen. So like it's hard for me to be like, nah, like this may not be like the next best move, but like also like, you know, I'm not, you know.
You don't know when that move.
Like I don't.
Are fewer far between.
Yeah. So you know what I mean. So it's like, so I think like that's informed my career a little bit. But yeah, I think that's probably like the main way.
Yeah. Tay?
Yeah, I'd agree. Because it is competitive and there are so many different, I guess, women that are going out for different roles. You try to stand out like aside from paper, so personality, if you have a different look, maybe that could be something. But I would definitely agree with like the opportunities. Like if it
just-
comes across the table, it's like, when is that going to come again? But then it's like, you don't want to just take anything. So I guess you would have to kind of like make the opportunity like and have it, use it to the best of your advantage. So whether that's like networking across, seeing like how that can maybe get you to the next step of a different opportunity. That's how I look at it.
You came from a pageant background. And you had
I came from it all.
Oh, did you?
So from the
Okay.
arts, dance, acting, musical theater, all of it. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
All right. So you knew you wanted to go into that.
yeah, for sure.
But
It's always been there.
But you, when did you decide that acting was going to be the move? Because you was schoolboy.
I started doing commercials when I was 12. My very first commercial, which you can find on YouTube. it's a 12-year-old Brandon doing the Running Man, dancing, like rapping like a honeycomb commercial.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of like my first taste into it. And I remember being 12 and like, yo, this shit is dope. Like people are getting me water and shit. Like, you know what I mean? I was like 12-year-old.
Oh yeah.
You're like, I can get used to this shit.
Yeah.
And so I did a couple commercials, and then you know, school, and I was playing soccer and stuff. And then I kind of refound acting when I was in college. I was dating this girl who was in an a cappella group, and she had a performance in the theater.
Nice.
And I was like a science major, and I played soccer. So like, you don't even go to that part of the campus.
Yeah,
like,
it's not,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for
you
sure.
just stay.
Yep.
So I went to go watch her sing. I think that might be it. We All Love the Taste. Is that mine? That might be mine. There's a couple of them, but if you put "We All Love the Taste" Honeycomb, you'll find it.
Well, yeah, we're gonna find that.
So yeah, I went to go watch her sing by myself, and like I hadn't been in the theater since like 12th grade. I think I was in my sophomore year, and it just like hit me. I was like, I think I need to like be in the space.
That
like
calling came back.
physically being in that space.
So she was the muse. She was the one who got you back.
Yeah, we still friends to this day, man. She's
Nice.
yeah. There you go. That one right there with the bowl. Yeah.
With the bowl.
Look, that's me. Wait, yeah. There I am.
with the high top.
Yeah. that was my very first commercial, man. That's wild. 1990.
High tops.
This is 92.
Oh yeah. Got the Gumby spot.
Yeah.
The slant.
That's it.
Yowzers.
Yeah, that was it, man. So hooked.
And he was like, yeah, I got to get back.
Like, so
to this.
like being a kid in the commercial, like what's that like? Because I know like when you go to school, it's automatic. Like you're now
a celeb.
like you automatically are popular or whatever.
The
Like
whole,
you
in
get
the whole neighborhood, like word gets around real quick. So like, yeah, man. So it was really cool. And then you know what's really dope? The woman that cast me in that commercial, like we're talking like maybe 10 years later, cast me in my first speaking role in a TV show ever.
Nice.
So I came back to Vancouver and I started auditioning again after college. And I went into audition for a show called The Black Sash with Ray J. You remember that shit?
I don't remember that.
On the WB, you can look it up.
W.
That was my first line ever. I think I was like, hey, I'm Jerome, a buddy of Leon's, trying to get into the club.
Okay.
It was cool black guy.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
I know, that was it on the paper.
All right.
And so I walked in the room and there was a girl who cast me from the Honeycomb commercial. She's like,
She remembers
Brandon,
you? Oh.
right away. She's like, you remember me? I didn't. I was like, yeah, I remember you.
Yeah, you got to play that game.
And so she cast me in my first commercial ever, and 10 years later, my first speaking role in a TV show.
That's how it goes.
So it was like a nice little full circle moment.
What was the moment where you felt like, you know, I feel like there's a moment in everyone's journey where they just look around and be like, God damn, I made it, kind of like I'm here. Like
It was my very first. It was the very first time I worked in Los Angeles. I did a guest star on CSI. I played a pimp.
Oh, okay.
And I remember, and that's how I got into SAG. And I remember being on the Universal lot, like sitting outside my trailer while like the tours go around.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this shit, like I'm working where people come to do fucking studio tours.
Yeah.
And I was
They
like,
looking at me, I'm on that.
yeah, and I'm just like sitting in my trailer, like going over my lines, and they're in their little trolley, you know what I mean, the Universal lot. And I think for me, that was the moment where I was like, yo, this is like, this is the beginning of something, man.
Absolutely.
You know?
That's dope.
and then like, so what was a moment like along the journey that was like, tough where it was like you were in a
Gotta be a tough moment.
It's LA.
Even though you're consistent.
Yeah,
You are very
There's
consistent.
always
I tell people that all the time.
1 year or 1 month where it's like, man, what am I?
Same
Should
for
I
you, Tay, too, because I
should
know
I
you
quit? Should I give up? Is this really for me, or life is just hitting me crazy from all directions?
I think when I first moved out here, so I moved out here in 2006 for the She's a Man premiere in Westwood. So I literally I drove down here from Vancouver like 2 days before the premiere, went to the premiere in Westwood, got a manager, I'm like, oh, movie's coming out, DreamWorks, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And I don't think I had an audition for that whole calendar year. So I was just in LA for 365 days.
Yeah.
Just here.
And I was like, and I remember like,
How old were you?
No
How old
text
were you
coming
then,
in.
too?
I was 26.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, maybe I should like call somebody. So I emailed who I was being repped at the time, and I was like, hey, like, just checking in, like, it's been like I'm here for a year, and the response was, has it been that long? And I was like, okay, well, I think I need to make a move, and so that was like, wow, because like you know how it is, man. You're like, I'm just here. I couldn't work here because I didn't have a green card. I had a visa, so I could only do acting work. So I'm just here for a year, just like
no check.
wheels up. Like, what are we doing?
Chilling.
But I stuck around, man.
Yeah.
I went through a couple, less than ideal managers, and just until you kind of find the right fit and something that works for you.
Yeah.
And
so you're on that climb.
Yeah.
Now. So how do you deal with, overcoming certain obstacles and things like that until you get to what you're trying to get to?
Yeah, I think I just kind of like remember why I came out here and really remembering who I am. Because I know when you get in the Hollywood scene, a lot of people like lose themselves and they kind of get swayed into all different types of things. But I kind of just remind myself to try to stay grounded, do what I can, and just really remember the goal. So I have a great village of people that
and you're from
are of
Detroit. You're
support.
built.
And I found my tribe out here, which is great. So them like just encouraging me and just helping me, whether that's introducing me to people, giving me resources, helping me network, that just all makes a difference. So
Nice.
Yeah. Let's
Also
get
have
into-
Brandon's
let's
dream
get-
role.
let's get into our last little segment.
Okay. But I want to know Brandon's dream role.
my dream
yeah.
role, I don't believe
You can
that.
have it right now.
I don't know what it is. Like, I always think like once you do that, you might even inadvertently like close off a whole nother part of possibilities. So I don't know what it is. And like, like Snowfall is probably like one of my, I would say like
Most iconic.
Like just most like in terms of like professionally, like one of the most like, the things that I've enjoyed the most. But like I had no idea that I'd ever end up on a show like that, playing a character like that, where they have to, I got to wear a wig and all the, you know what I mean? So like
That was a wig, huh?
That was a wig. So that stuff is not predictive, So when it shows up, it might be my dream role and that could change like 6 months later. So I just don't like subscribe to that.
Like,
I like I like that. I like because
I mean, that might be a boring answer, but like you really got to think that way. I think,
that's real though. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
what about you, Taylor? Do you have a role that you would be like?
I haven't really thought too hard on that yet.
Opposite Taraji or Tyler Perry.
Well, I feel like, I don't know, some of the same reoccurring stories occur with that. So I'm like, something different
For sure.
and something more positive,
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
I want to see a little bit more of
All
that.
about laughter and positivity.
Was there someone you encountered along the journey that was like, almost like a mentor or like that very like really inspired you? Like maybe another actor that you were like, oh, I'm soaking in what my my co-star is bringing.
There's been a few like Andy. Like I remember, like I learned a lot from doing She's a Man, and it was funny because it was a comedy, but like especially like large comedies like that, it's very serious work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like people are very serious about their funny.
Like Channing and
Right.
And and so like So like there would be days where like after the 20th take, it's we cut. It's like, hey man, y'all aren't funny enough. Like we got to up the funny in this. And you learn very quickly that like they're spending hundreds of $1,000s a day.
Yeah.
And you got to be funny. Like this is not like fun. Like no. This is your job is to be funny and to deliver on the funny. And if it's not, you're wasting everybody's time.
Yeah.
And
But it's on the script. I'm just giving you what's here. Is that not?
yeah, but it's also like you got to come with the energy. You got to come
Yeah.
with the timing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if it's not at a certain level, you're wasting everybody's time. And I remember Andy Fickman, who directed the movie, who I love.
Nice.
He would tell us, he was like, guys, like you have to understand, like I'm gonna shoot thousands of hours more than I need. So he's like, show up to work every day and give me a reason to cut to you. Because if you don't, you're gonna end up on the cutting room floor because I'm gonna shoot way more than I need.
Yeah.
So your job is to show up every day and give me a reason to cut to you. And I was like, that's some real shit.
That is some real shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that stuck with you. So now
Yeah.
when you
So
go into
you
everything.
got to show up and give them a reason to
Yeah.
keep you in the movie.
Right.
Because like I said, they shoot way more than they need. So you got to pick and choose, and you don't want to be the one on the losing
Editing
end.
floor like, dang, I shot a dope scene. Where did that?
Looking at the premiere, like, where am I?
Yeah,
What?
you know, and that's your job.
Shooting.
Yeah, that's your job. So that always stuck with me.
Okay. All right. Now we're gonna get into this. You probably didn't even look at the.
I didn't look at it either.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
We going in cold, baby.
Well, Brandon has been on quite a few roles. Where
Yes.
He's, either been a cop, some form of law enforcement, head of some criminal activities, things of that magnitude. So we came up with Task Force.
Okay.
Okay. If
I'm gonna drop this to you too, CJ. Hold on.
oh, you can pull up there. Okay, cool. But if you needed to pick you have to pick 5 black TV/film characters. Characters. So not the actors.
Okay, the characters. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Characters. So like Carl Winslow from Family Matters.
I got to work with him on Turner and Hooch. That was dope.
I saw that.
He's
I
great.
like Turner and Hooch. Okay, Disney, it pissed me off when they canceled.
I know,
like
they should have killed it. It was fun.
to go against like a squad. Here we go.
Yeah, they at the
Criminal
bottom.
empire. These are just some examples.
Okay, so how many people are in the squad?
You get 5.
5 people in the squad.
You can choose from this list, or you might know some people off top, because there's some other people.
Squad lead, take down criminal empire.
Yeah.
Okay, I definitely want Damson from Snowfall. Because
Okay.
he's gonna infiltrate it from the inside.
Okay.
You feel me?
Is he on?
He not on there.
He's not on there. Yeah.
I didn't
You know what
put-
I mean?
I told you that you need somebody.
I-
that,
Frank-
Franklin
somebody
Saint.
on the inside.
Okay.
You know, iconic character. I'm gonna say homeboy from New York Undercover back in the day.
Wow. I know you're talking about. I just forgot what his name is, but I know you're talking
You know what I'm
about.
talking about?
Yes,
'Cause
I
that
know
was
New
one
York
of my
Undercover.
favorite shows growing up.
Okay.
And I remember like that was the first show on network TV that like had like real hip hop in like they would like showcase like J. Rooted Damage and Black Moon and stuff.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that music was in the show.
Real hip-hop on
and
the
like you
phone.
didn't see that
Yeah.
on NBC at the time. So fuck, what's his name, man?
I don't. I'm gonna give you it right now. 'Cause I know who you're talking about. She too young. She didn't see it.
Who else? I'm trying to think. Who else? Oh, thanks, man. Let's do.
His name was.
Let's do
his
Gina
name was
from
Malik
Morning.
Yoba. Real name
Malik
was Malik
Yoba,
Yoba.
yeah,
but
Malik.
on the show he was J.C. Williams. I did not remember that name. I just remember Malik Yoba.
Yeah. What was his name on the show?
J.C. Williams.
J.C. Williams. I love that show. I wonder if it still holds up.
Probably not.
You don't think so?
Because you got all these new CSIs and all them joints. Now you got Ice-T now. He
That's
would be
true.
on
Yeah,
mine.
that's true.
Oh yeah, Ice-T. I would put Ice-T there. That's
Put it on
4.
there.
Yeah.
And then let's put Carl Winslow because I've worked with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
He gonna fuck. He messed the team up right there. What he gonna do? He never solved no cases on Family Matters.
Because he was trying to deal with his family.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
You gotta have one like really good cop in there,
Yeah, just to balance it out.
And he's that.
like a more
Him?
morally sound cop.
Yeah, more affable
He
person.
couldn't even handle Steve. How you supposed to handle a crime empire?
Yeah.
Okay, so who you had? You had New York Undercover J.C. Williams,
No.
Franklin Saint,
Yeah.
Carl
gonna-
Winslow.
Can I put in, because I worked with him as well, Lawrence Fishburne?
Lawrence Fishburne from what? What was he
Yeah,
in?
yeah.
What was
Like
what
Lawrence
character?
from Boys in the Hood.
Was he a cop then?
Yeah,
No, he wasn't a cop,
but
I like these picks.
Yeah,
all
we didn't
right.
have to be.
Inspirational.
Yeah,
He's
and
right,
like
okay.
he knows how the he knows
He
how
knows, how
the,
to he knows everything about that community, bro.
Okay.
that's
I
somebody
get
you
that.
want on your team.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
inside.
You didn't say yourself in any character.
Nah, I'm good.
You-
No, I don't need. You can say him. You can say me, but I don't need to say.
Okay. All right. All right.
Who you got?
Well, I'm gonna go
Okay.
to Tay next. Tay, what you
Okay.
think?
Okay, so first we're gonna do Olivia Pope, of course.
Okay.
Scandal. And I don't remember How to Get Away with Murder.
Brandon said you was gonna say
What?
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
The main character, what's her name?
Viola Davis character.
Yeah.
What's her name in that? I never saw
I
that.
forgot.
I didn't know that one. I didn't watch, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. No.
But Olivia Pope and How to Get Away with Murder, like they handle stuff.
Those both Shonda shows, right?
Annalise
Yeah,
Keaton.
yeah.
Annalise Keaton.
Annalise.
That's Shonda. Shonda.
They
man,
get
man.
they get it done.
They
Okay?
do get it done.
Alonzo Harris?
Yeah, Trinidad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What we got? Two more. Maybe Mother's Milk?
Did you watch The Boys?
Of course.
Okay, you gotta make sure you did not watch. That's what you will be fired on The Boys. We gotta get that.
Dang, two more.
Who's Mother's?
One more. Mother's Milk is that's the last.
Oh, that's last character.
Yep.
Oh, that's Alonzo. Okay.
Oh, okay. Maybe Marcus Copeland.
Yeah.
White chicks.
Yeah.
That's
He's
my-
a good impersonator.
He went
He
undercover.
did good undercover.
Man.
You said 3 from my list. Okay, I was going.
Oh, really? Okay.
Alfonso from Training Day.
Yeah.
Because you just gotta have somebody like, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. We gonna do it like this, and it gotta get done. I was gonna have Marcus Copeland from White Chicks because he was master of disguise.
Right.
If you're fooling people looking like that white woman, you can get away with anything.
You can walk. You can go into any room.
You can go in
Right.
any room. I
Yeah.
believe you.
Yeah.
Okay, I had Olivia Pope just because she always had the plan.
Right.
She had
Yeah.
the master plan for the United States.
Yeah.
Like she was really running the country with the shit. You gotta go her. And Axel Foley is my favorite. Like,
Yeah.
bro, he from Detroit. I gotta
You
give.
said you like the 48 hours.
I do, but I can't have like 2 of them because he was a criminal. I can't have him and Alfonso on the team. They're gonna fuck the shit up. I gotta have at least one.
Somebody.
I mean,
You
yeah.
need someone to keep Alonzo Harris.
Need somebody, so I can see them clashing a lot because they both want to do things unorthodox. But at least Axel wants to do it the right way, and y'all tripping on my homie Devin Butler, bro.
Cop and a half.
You never seen Cop and a Half?
What's that again? The title rings a bell. I
Cop and a
can't.
Half.
He was a kid.
He was the kid
He was a kid.
with Burt Reynolds.
He's not gonna do nothing.
I'm never gonna watch that movie.
Oh,
That's just never gonna happen.
okay. Well, I'm scratching.
No, let's go with your list, man.
nah.
It's your list.
You know
Yeah.
what? Since he only,
I don't mean to list shame
since he
you,
a
bro.
half, I'm gonna go with Holly Berry though from
Yeah.
from Die Another Day.
Right.
Because she can get a lot done when you send her into some shit. People gonna tell her everything.
Yes.
And she was getting it cracking there on some action shit. So I think we can really get it going with her.
Yeah,
love
that's what I was gonna go with. I'm going with Holly Berry from Die Another Day.
Yeah.
She's gonna infiltrate, get in there, get stuff done. Alonzo Harris, you just need somebody that's gritty. I like how you picked Damson though, because you do need somebody on the inside. So I'll throw Damson
Is he
in there.
coachable though? What you think?
I mean, if for the right amount,
I think
everybody's
gotta
coachable.
have- You gotta have
You know
the
what I
person.
mean?
You gotta have strong personalities that can check checks and balances. Like Alonzo and Damson, they're gonna check each other and balance it out. And then you got Halle Berry partnered out with Olivia Pope, and then I'll throw in, who should I throw in? Oh, I'm gonna throw in Axel Foley too.
Oh, yeah, see, yeah.
He's from Detroit.
Nobody wanted Miles Logan. You didn't want Martin from Blue Street. You didn't want none of the Will Smiths
nah.
from Men in Black or Bad Boys.
Good. that's solid though.
Yeah, okay.
It's a solid ass list. I might throw in little Dale Jakes from Graceland.
Okay, there you go. Thank you.
Might do that.
All right.
Might have to do
Somebody
that.
from your show.
Gotta do it.
Yeah.
God, dang.
Yeah. We're
yeah,
at the end.
That's a good list.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
You think they'll be all right?
My list is for sure gonna be.
Yeah, he's like, I have
Halle
no hope.
Berry, Olivia Pope.
You never seen Cop and a Half either. I used to play that shit in elementary school.
I don't think
all the
anybody's
time.
seen Cop.
That's really
Now I gotta go
crazy.
watch it.
No, you
You
don't.
don't gotta go watch it. All right?
No, you don't.
Don't do my devil like that. Okay, he was holding it down.
Oh man.
Brandon, for you, cause finish with this now.
Yeah.
For you, what's some you gave some really dope advice for actors, but what's something else you can give individuals starting out who, you know, that there are just some key components that work for you. You know what I mean, that you feel can work for others that want to stay and go into this entertainment space, because it's tough.
It's tough. It changes.
It's changed a lot.
It's different than when I got into it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like, the shit that I was doing, I don't know if it still tracks. But I mean, I think at the end of the day, you still got to show up and like do a great job.
Yeah.
Because that's how people will hire you. So just like become the best actor that you can, period.
Yeah.
All the other stuff, that's all dope. But if you suck, nobody's gonna hire you because they met you at a party. Because they're investing a lot of money into you.
The work must get done.
That's it. Like that. Everything starts from the work. So just try to be as dope as you can at the thing that you want to do, and that means like doing it as much as possible. So actors just act more. Like
reps.
Act. Acting is a physical thing. Like you can read about it, but you're not gonna get better at reading about it. You're not gonna learn how to ice skate by reading about it. You got to go out and do the thing. Acting is a physical thing, so go out and do the thing as much as you can.
Yeah. Has there been a role? Have there been a time on set where you were having a hard time with the scene? And it was like, look, let me take 5. Let me just go get this back together, and then come back out and give it to you.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like 2 things come to mind. There was a scene in The Killing when like I have to come in and I'm soaking wet and I almost get my ass kicked, and I have to come in and like yell at the detective who's in my house. And I remember coming in and like, you know, young actor energy, and like I come in and and the director, who's like a big time director, Rob Bianchi, I think it was. He was like, cut, and he didn't say anything to me. He was just like, hey, Brandon, he's like, why don't you try that again? Because like it didn't feel authentic, and I changed it. And he's like, and I just tightened it up and I made it a little more focused. And he's like, better? And I was like, yeah, thanks, man. So that was like a moment where like he's kind of let me figure it out, which I really appreciated. There's another moment where I did a show on CBS called Ransom, where I played like a tech guy, which I had never done that before. And what was weird about that, it was like my job was to sit at the computer and just like list off information. And so memorizing information and having to make that sound natural was really challenging. And I think the first couple episodes, I was like, yo, like, I don't know if I can like, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can do this and just make it easy and greasy.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the 3rd season, it was like second nature.
It was nothing to you then.
So that was when I was like, shit, this shit is like challenging. And then
Yeah. Power Rangers was never a struggle to you.
No. No, man.
Before we get out of here, since you brought up Power
stupid.
Rangers, I'm gonna take it there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Power Rangers, how you never like when you went to Power Rangers, you never really see them in anything else besides the Power Rangers, except for it's a couple folks like you and RJ Kyler.
And RJ came like later.
Yeah.
Like
Way later.
Later, like when I was during
he
like
was in
my
the-
time.
He was in the Power Ranger film, so it's a little
Yeah,
bit
that's
different. But
he
like
had a great
the
jump
TV
off.
series, like how do you break out? Like you basically broke the curse because like how do you break out of like not being able to like book anything else after that?
I mean, listen, man, I was aware of that before I took the job. I was deeply concerned about it.
Yeah.
Had multiple talks with my team about, hey, man, just so you know, this is how it typically goes.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Like, it's not like I'm not gonna like give myself no kind of special credit. I do know that like I understood like acutely that like Power Rangers was just like part of the journey, but it wasn't the journey. I don't know if you know this, but like we did a play in my apartment while we were shooting Power Rangers. So like
Who's
me in the cast.
a play?
So we did a whole play in my apartment, and we did a month run where we do 2 shows on the weekends after working 12 hours in a week, and we would rehearse on the weekends. And so we did a play for like in New Zealand, and people would come to the apartment and watch the play.
What was the play?
It was called Parent Trap or Parenthood or something. I think it might have been called Parent Trap. So like that's the type of work I'm talking about.
Just like getting
where
reps
like
in while I'm doing this.
we were on the show, but I was like, this is not going to do it. I need to do it and do it. I want to do some live theater. Let's do it in my apartment.
You a thespian, boy. You an
You know what I
actor
mean?
for
But, like,
real.
that's the type of like, you know, I
Yeah.
think but like it's like the spirit of that.
Yeah.
You know, more than anything. Like that's always has to be the spirit where like you always have to be doing the thing.
Yeah.
You know? So
And I don't think a lot of people see it like that, to
And
be
the
honest.
last thing I want to say about Power Rangers, 'cause
Yes,
I got you here,
yeah.
is like I think they ruined it for me once everyone started saying like, oh, they got the Japanese guys that are putting on the costume and doing all the stunts. It was just like y'all should not. That should be like that should be like a WWE secret. Like,
Right.
No one should know that that's not y'all in the.
Because you can't unsee it now.
Can't
When you watch it, you're like, I can see it.
like,
Now I know.
True.
Nigga ain't doing that.
Yeah, it just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that should just be like we don't speak about that.
Yeah. Do they speak about that a lot?
Yeah.
I mean, I always
Then
tell
when
them.
I was a kid, they did it.
I didn't
know.
even know that.
We didn't
so
know.
now
It's like
You know, look,
WWE.
you know, fucked it up for her.
It's like WWE. When I was a kid, I didn't know that it was scripted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
so-
it's a big thing that they go off of now. I mean, especially because of social media. You got TikToks being made where
Yeah.
people are putting together videos showing you, you know what I mean?
I mean,
So-
there's no secrets anymore, bro.
It's not.
In anything.
I don't want to know.
But here's the thing, people still love it though.
Yeah, there's no
It's
secrets,
still
man.
well, I don't think it's being made anymore. Netflix was supposed to do it, and then that.
Yeah, I think it's over. I think
It's over.
they sold off the auction off all the costumes and
Yep,
everything.
I think it might be
I think
done.
it might be done.
I think it might be done now.
Yeah.
But you know, hey,
We're at our
you know,
time.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, good. That was perfect, man. Thank
Come
you.
on now, Taylor. Let us know where everybody can find you. Take us on up out of here.
Of course. So you can find me on Instagram, Taylor A Official. And also my podcast is called I Am Woman with Taylor A. That's also on Instagram.
Nice.
And also on YouTube. So yeah.
And did you just start that, or that's been going for a while?
No, it's been going.
Okay, well, we gotta watch that.
Yeah, just tune in.
B, let us know what you got coming up next, where everybody can find you.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at Brandon Jay McLaren. Yeah, I got a new show on Netflix coming out next year called Wayward. I don't know what the release date is yet, but when I know, I'll tell you, and you
Please.
can let everybody know.
Please. We're not premiere. I know they be having a good premiere. We pulling up to that.
I know. Okay.
I'll be there.
I'm good for a
Add that
premiere.
plus
So.
10. We
Yeah,
coming.
there you go.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you, man. It was good chopping it up, man. Nice to meet y'all, man.
Movies and Models, episode 20. Y'all be more. Let them know where they can find
I
you.
am B More on everything.
Everything.
Check out Hope Street Holiday on Tubi, Suckers
Boom.
on Prime.
Boom.
Let's go.
Same thing he said. Cinematic KP. Watch our movies. Hope Street Holidays, Suckers, Airbnb, Lovers and Friends. And like, subscribe, comment. Let us know who you want to see next. Thank you.
Season 2, we in.